Welcome back to the lab. Some of you have waited a long time for this. Gotta watch my head on things around here. Some of you have probably subscribed, waited, and then unsubscribed because it's taken so long. That's all right. Bob's Bedford is back in the workshop. Rattles and leaks and all. There's a bloody rattle back here. Wasn't rattling before. Yeah, fixed it. What's making all the noise is a Holden 253 with a Holly carb on it and extractors and a almost straight through exhaust. In other news, I've clearly pulled the windscreen out. Not too bad. The bulk of it is actually pretty good. A little bit of missing paint, a little bit rough here. Not a big deal. I think that's a hole. Sorry, you couldn't see it. I think that's a hole. Yes, that's a hole. That's definitely a hole. And there's more holes here. I should start at the top, stop the water getting in the first place. But there's actually quite a bit to deal with down here, because unfortunately all the water sits in this corner. And this corner has had a punch once upon a time, and it's not been repaired very nicely. And of course, then you get this sort of thing happen years and years and years and years later. I think it was in a crash in like 82, 83, something like that, before Granddad Bill bought the van. You can see there's more carnage to sort out there. I can fix. Other side's actually really good shape for what it is. It's good. Some paint missing. There's some white paint underneath. A little bit. I can see a little bit over there. Generally, very good. No holes in it. We just need to make that side look like that. That's literally, that is the worst area on the whole van. So I need to fix this up. Difficult to do because it's kind of buried, but it's all right. So we've got some rubbers organised many years ago. We've got those all set out there ready to go in case we needed them. We don't have a windscreen rubber. They're available from Australia. Couple $100 or something, $250. The roof's gone. I took the roof off because it was the easiest way to get in here and sort all this out. There's quite a lot of daylight in there. All this has come about here, and all the damage that I'll show you in here in a second has come about because the seal between the roof, the fiberglass roof, and the steel van has failed. Now, I had this all apart some time ago and tidied everything up to fix all that. You can see there's some pinholes through this. This side's actually in surprisingly good condition compared to the other side. CRC rust converter, don't use it. That's my opinion. Everywhere that has been used, we've had massive problems with huge amounts of rust. It hasn't stopped the rust, it's made it rust worse. And so that was used in all these areas here, and then we had primer over the top, and what's happened is it's just rusted hard out very badly. The sealant has no longer been able to seal against it because there's just been too much rust developing. The water's got in between. The water's run down the track here to that front corner, which is the lowest corner when it's parked. It's parked downhill, dipping on that front corner. So even right at the back here, this was new steel. I put this in, I replaced this section across here, and it's been painted with that bloody rust converter. This side's stuffed, absolutely stuffed, very, very poorly. I was considering getting this piece made up. I did this myself here at the back, but I can only fold it to like 1200. That's the maximum width I can do, and this is clearly a lot longer than 1200. It'd be nice to get a couple of lengths of that done and fit those, and I'd have to fabricate these corners. These are stuffed. I'm lost for words. I'm not impressed. It's done a lot of damage. We would have been better off just to leave it how it was. It was leaking before, but this just killed it, you know. You can see this is not so bad. It's not good. I thought those were holes, but they're not actually holes. This side, yeah, you can live with that. Treat it with a product that works. We get to about here and it all just starts turning a bit sideways, and then we get along here and oh my gosh, and that's quite a lot of work to fix that. That's a full rebuild from here to here somewhere. Those are yummy. Yeah, jeebus. Well, if nothing else, at least I've made it lighter. There's not a whole lot left of the Bedford at the moment, is there? A few pieces missing. I suppose I should take those tail lights out. I think they're glued. I removed some brackets that were on the floor here. These ones here, they were for the LPG that used to have LPG tanks. That's a lot of weight there, whole lot of weight. But the main reason for lifting them out or getting them out is they sat a bit higher than the ribs on the floor, which meant the floor had to be just that little bit higher. This thing's a pain in the brain because you can't quite stand up in it. Of course you can now. So this was all new. I think it's 18 years. 18 years ago that was all new. So that's deteriorated a little bit just because the environment it lives in. No big deal, except for the fact that it's probably worse than a lot of the stuff that wasn't touched at all. This side, really nothing much done to it at all, and it's actually in better condition than this stuff here. But yep, we've gone that deep. While the van is away waiting for sandblasting, which is probably going to happen tomorrow night, I believe, we've got the passenger side door de-skinned. Some bubbling was happening around the edges of the skin. You see it, you can see, here we go, there's an example. So, and no matter how much sandblasting that you do, you can't actually get to that. That's got the outer skin over it on this side, and then of course that edge there is rolled around. You just can't get there. So you'll spend forever making everything sexy as and really good, and this stuff will just keep going. Bubbling and fizzing and crapping out and rusting away. And you can chemically treat it and that, but you really are just wasting your time. Better to do the job properly, take it all to bits, get in there, chop out the worst of it, and do that with it, and get it all right. Big job. The rest of that's been blasted. Some of it doesn't look super awesome. Try and get the light on there, but it's not deep, so we'll get away with it. Probably got a bit carried away with that, didn't I? But that's good now. It's a little bit over-shaped. That's fine. It'll settle when we put it on the door frame. The door frame's on the back of the ute. It's about to go for a ride to the sandblasting arrangement, where the rest of the van is going to get, well, at least some of it is getting blasted in preparation for the new roof stuff and things. I've got that all sussed out. We're going to hopefully fold out some channel. That might even be 2.5 there actually, out of 2mm thick electrogalv. We can do 3 meter lengths. We need 3 point, I can't remember what it is, 4 or 7 or something like that. So I do have to join it somewhere, but that's fine. Big mess, big mess, but enough room for the Bedford to come back tonight, hopefully. It actually looks better on the phone than what it does in person, and does look quite hard case being towed by the ute. It would look even more hard case with the roof on it, because it'd be quite a big unit. The noise in the background is our man Todd, who's going to do the blasting. Yeah, there's stuff and things over here. Not a whole lot to do, hopefully, but we'll see. There's a bit of this sort of stuff. I've got to make sure that's not actually got any pinholes going through there. A bit of this stuff in the corner, just deal with that, blast it, rather than me mucking around at home trying to do it. Still got some glass bead in there, see? We don't care about the spaghetti. I should have bought some pliers and just cut all that. We'll just ditch everything and go with brand new the whole lot, because it's just going to cause problems otherwise. Always will. This has basically just got VHT on it and nothing else. I think it all the way down. You might see a little bit of filler right down at the bottom there. So that should be real easy. That'll be real easy. That's the same deal. All the top of this is the same up to about here, and then it's got some bog from there down. But that's all in actually good shape underneath here. A bit to deal with here. And all that stuff around the gutter. Rightio, what do you think of her new shoes? Beautiful, aren't they? I'm just trying to avoid filming the Sandman. That's our new Reeboks, new sneakers. That's the last time you'll see this looking exactly like this. It'll look different shortly. We'll see how long it takes, probably an hour or so, maybe, who knows, depends how much we do. I'm kind of thinking all this stuff is just going to disappear. Even thinking about touching it with a blaster, it'll just go. But we'll see how it goes. We just need to do the important bits that are in this state. Poor old thing. Yeah, I'm not going in there. Don't ask, won't happen. I kind of want to see though. We'll wait till he's somewhere where we can zoom in and see the action from a safe distance. I'm quite a long way away. Gear is brutal. Sure if you can see that. Working his way from the front towards the back there on the floor. About up to the battery box. Taking like at least a square foot and about 30 seconds. So good. Locked out all those cycles. Oh, I know. It's still got paint on it, hasn't it? We can get this stuff off here. Easy. There's no need to muck around with this right now. There's no reason to believe there's any problems underneath here. For now, I'm going to leave that alone and deal with the problem areas before it gets painted. That can be stripped right back. We did blast the problem areas here. There was no sealant or seal or anything, actually even any paint in between the hinges and the body. And what a surprise, it rusted. That's the way these things were made back in the day. So as you can see, we've eradicated, I'm going to say it's 95% of the paint off the floor, probably more than that actually. Might be 99% of the paint off the floor. There's some just little straggly little bits and pieces here and there that are no problem. Hit it with a wire buff and they're gone in seconds. Quite big grains of stuff. We blew all this out before it left, and in the journey down the motorway, sand, look at over there, sand has just come from everywhere. So the big thing do I need the torch? Oh, there's enough light. You can basically see the gutters and the condition of the gutters. Now the actual outside piece here is basically shot. Some of it is savable, not bad. I'm thinking do the whole thing, otherwise why muck around, you know? There's no sense in doing little pieces here and there. That is in pretty decent shape. What's that? There's some blackness going on. What's that? Oh yeah, they're not very, that's not deep. I'm trying to drive the torch and look with my eyes and drive the phone at the same time. Little bit of blackness here. It's all right. This is a mess. Knew it. Not worried. Underneath it is actually, what's down there is pretty good. Some pinholes pop through there. It's easy to fix. I can actually fabricate that whole piece in one section if I really wanted to. This other side here, yeah, we got some problems going on here. Bit of a disco thing going on, but the bulk of it is pretty good. So yeah, I'll have a think about it overnight. Probably won't be able to sleep tonight. It's the way it goes, especially if I drink that. So I don't like this join that's here. This is it's a factory join. It's a bit yucky though. We can get this folded up in 2mm thick, and that gives it more guts. And then we might actually be able to get a straight line down the side of the van, because at the moment it's not straight. Can you see the bow in that? And actually this side's worse because it's got the door in it. Look at the corner that goes through. So I actually want to get that sorted out and get them straight. Excuse the grubby face. So I don't know what part of the Bedford restomod rebuild series this is. It's definitely not part 1, is it? Might be part 2. Big step for part 2. I'll get some primer. I'll get rid of the dregs. Tired. I'll get rid of the dregs that are left behind on the floor and all that sort of stuff, and get some primer. Get all that stuff that doesn't need any attention all sealed up so it doesn't rust, and get on with the important things that we need to do to get the roof on it and get the thing all sealed up so that it doesn't have to be in the workshop, because if it's in here I'm not earning money, and I can only do that for so long, and then we go broke, and that'll be bad unless everybody wants to join the channel and then we get more money, and then we might not have to work. Maybe we just do these things. Dreams are free, right? Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.